Hey, welcome back. So a lot of you have reached out to me and informed me that the digital version of the form 0008 or the generic application form for Canada has recently been updated. So the expiry date field in the national identity section of the 0008 is now mandatory. Previously it didn't used to be, so you could have just left it blank, but now that it's mandatory and a lot of countries issue national identity documents which do not expire. India is a case of that. So a lot of users are now confused on what to populate in the expiry date section, alright? So in this super short video, we'll try to fix just that. So let's get started. Alright, so right now I'm in my permanent residence online portal account, the sponsors account that I used to sponsor my wife. So I'm just going to click on this test application that says Suyash, and if you scroll down, you'll see the list of forms. And the first form is IMM 0008, which is the video all about. Now again, just a quick reminder, this video is specifically meant for applicants who are applying online because they're the ones who will be filling out the digital version of this form. If you're applying on paper, then you will have to fill out the PDF version of this form, alright? And the issue that we are going to discuss doesn't really apply to the PDF version, alright? So keep that in mind. By the way, if you're looking for a general overview or understanding of various sections of this form, then I have a dedicated video which should be showing up on the cards here, and it's linked in the description below. Should help you out. So I'm going to click on start, then I'm going to head straight to the national identity documents section, which is the topic of this video. And it says, do you have a national identity document? So I'm going to check yes, provide the document number. And for the purpose of this video, we are going to stick with India, but I think this issue might be applicable to other countries as well. So the problem with this section is the national identity documents or AADHAR cards, which are issued by India, have an issue date, but they don't really have an expiry date. Now, if you were doing this application a couple months ago, let's say in October 2021 when I did it, this field was not mandatory. Meaning you could just write the issue date, provide the details and leave this blank, and this save and continue button will be enabled and this form will still allow you to proceed. But I think they have updated this form, I don't know why, to make this expiry date field right here mandatory. Meaning now you cannot leave this blank and you can't even write not applicable, even though it's not applicable for national identity documents for India. Obviously you have to populate this field. So what I would suggest is, because the national identity document from India or Aadhaar card does not expire, meaning it's valid indefinitely, you can use this date 9999 to indicate the year, December to indicate the month, and 31 to indicate the last day of the month. This is not a format that I have copied from anywhere. I have not taken this from IRCC. IRCC has no instructions on this. This is just an industry standard for documents that don't expire. And by industry standard, I mean banking, because that's where I've been working for the past 5 years. And for any corporate level document that needs to be submitted either to the IRS or the CRA, the Canadian Revenue Agency, this is the format that we have been using. So this is an industrially accepted standard. You can use this. I have used it in so many of my documents, alright? This is one way to do it. If you don't want to use the 9999, then what you can do is you can probably use a date that is way ahead in the future. So let's say you can use the year 2080 or 2090, because pretty much every one of us applicants are going to be dead by 2080, and I think that suffices to prove the fact that this card will not expire. Now, whatever method you go with, what you can do to solidify this case and to eliminate any chances of confusion is, once you are done with this expiry, obviously now it allows you to finish the form. Once you're done with your application, provide a letter of explanation. Basically take a Word document and just write 2 lines there that I am choosing to provide this particular expiry date in the 0008 form in the national identity document section, because the date is mandatory but my card doesn't really expire. That's why this is the date that I'm choosing to provide. Alright, so just something as simple as that, and then upload that letter of explanation in the online portal, and you can label it as last name, first name, 0008 expiry date, or last name, first name, national identity expiry. Just stick with the labeling convention that is already in the instructions and just upload that. So this date along with that letter of explanation is going to remove any confusion for the officer. He's not really going to look at that letter because they will understand it, but just for your peace of mind, if you can provide this much, you should have no problem. All right. Hopefully in some time they will take this expiry date field back from mandatory to not mandatory so that you can leave it blank. But at this point, this is one of the possible solutions and I don't see any harm using this. Alright, so that was a super short fix for your 0008. Hopefully now you can move forward with the rest of your application. Also, I recently sponsored my wife for permanent residence of Canada and I've been documenting our whole journey all along. So here's a playlist that should help you get started with reference material, forms and documents that you might need. And our current PPR timeline should be showing up right here. For a juicy emotional vlog about my wife's first entry in Canada, that video is right here. And this one is also cool and helpful. I'll see you in the next one.